As American as the blues, as American as apple pie, the question is why? Why should the blues be so at home here? Well, America provided the atmosphere.
You don't see what I see. Every day as Warren G, I take a look over my shoulder as I get older, getting tired of motherfuckers saying, Warren, I told ya. You don't hear what I hear. But it's so hard to live through these years with these funny bunny niggas. Ain't shit changing. Got my mama wondering if I'm gang banging, but I don't pay attention to these father figures. I just handle mine and I'm rolling with my niggas. Off to the VIP. You see, Snoop Dogg and Warren G. Unbelievable how time just flies right before your eyes, but you don't recognize. Now who's the real victim? Can you answer that? The nigga that's jacking all the food getting jacked. Yeah. You don't see what I see. Every day as Warren G. You don't hear what I hear. But it's so hard to live through these years. You don't see what I see. Every day as Warren G. You don't hear what I hear. But it's so hard to live through these years. Another sunny day, another bright blue sky. Another day, another motherfucker died. These are the things I went through when I was growing up. There's only one hood and niggas should be throwing up. And I knew it, there really ain't nothing to it. Thinking every fool's gotta go through it. Now let's go back, how far? Back in time, dragging to these hookers trying to mac for mine. I remember when we all used to stop at the spot. Back then my nigga name was Snoop Rock. It was all so clear. 87, 88, then 89's the year. You say everywhere we roll, you can say we roll thick. Way back then, 213 was a click. Serving to stay paid, I was just a young hog. Warren G, Snoop Rock, and Nate Dogg. You don't see what I see. Every day as Warren G. You don't hear what I hear. But it's so hard to live through these years. You don't see what I see. Every day as Warren G. You don't hear what I hear. But it's so hard to live through these years. You make me wanna holler, get out the game. Too many motherfuckers know my name. While Snoop Dogg serving time up in Wayside, I puts it down on the street, don't try to take mine. I had to reinsure the homie that he wasn't alone. We talked, and him and Nate conversate on the phone. He kept saying, nigga, it won't be long before we're
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Business Presentation Finals. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Give it up for the finalists. Before we start, I would like to give you general information. So the Business Plan Finals will have 15 minutes to present. That doesn't mean you have to change your presentation or anything. Just don't think about the time. Take your time. You have up to 15 minutes. There will not be a Q&A session after this, okay? So we will start with combustion in the order that was published. First team coming up. Give it up for car number 29, Rentimoni Stuttgart. After that, we will have car number 94, Rennstall Esslingen. Give it up for them. Followed by car number 99, High Speed Karlsruhe. Enjoy, everyone.
Vielen Dank. Oh, ich bin ja schon live.
Meinst du auch schon an? Ja. Passt schon, oder?
Können wir einfach schon anfangen?
Fang an. Ja, Ton ist da. Nee, bei uns nicht, nur die. Okay. Fängst du an?
Okay. Hello guys, thank you for joining us today. We are on testing. My name is Jan Müller. I am the CEO of our company, and today with me is Jan Schörmann. He's our CTO. When it comes to significant decisions in a person's life, when you think about big decisions, well, maybe you think about the career path that you choose, Or maybe you think about who to marry or whether to marry at all. And another big decision in someone's life is obviously building a house or buying a flat. And all of these decisions, they have three things in common. The first is they all have a long-term impact on your life, usually. The second thing is they all require huge commitment, and they all have some sort of significant financial impact on your life. Now imagine that you're an engineer at a car manufacturer, and you are developing, let's say, a level 4 autonomous driving project. And at the beginning of your development, you have to choose a kind of sensor and a supplier. So the whole project relies on the sensor. It is a significant part because a wrong decision might have a long-term impact and having bad financial results. Because you have a long-term partnership with your supplier, and you are investing millions of dollars and time into the supplier. So a bad decision and leading to a bad system will have bad influence on the whole production series of your cars. But an engineer in the advanced development department, they love to build cars. They want to think about the system architecture. They don't want to spend their time testing. And they don't have the time, and a lot of times they actually lack the sufficient knowledge to analyze the whole market, to find the best fitting sensor for their project. And this is where we come in. So you see, the companies, they need some kind of decision basis on which sensor to choose. So we take these requirements, and with our specially designed race car, we test the sensors, we analyze the gathered data, and we supply the companies with a recommendation list perfectly suited for their use case. We will go more into the problem of this before we talk about our solution and our financials. But my colleague Jan will take over from here.
Yeah, so to talk about the current situation, I think all of you know about the automotive market. A lot of competitors fighting about the money and the market share, and it's quite cost-driven because especially of competitors in Asia, which are bringing the European and especially German car companies to push to the limit, and the time to market is quite getting shorter. The projects are all cost-driven, and it's important that the technical standards are always in point. You can't sell a car when you're not always at the top level, especially when the car is quite costly. So all the parts from the companies, leaders, and the management are put down to engineers. Engineers just want to do a daily business. They don't care about money, but the projects require that they have to, every decision has to put down the costs. It's cost-driven, and especially sensor testing is quite expensive. So you don't want to argue all day about different sensors. You just want to do your daily business and build a nice car. And also the time is quite, because of the time to market, the time is quite crucial. And so we come to help the engineers, and we have 2 engineers with us. We'll talk a lot with them, especially Julia. She is a dear friend of us, and when we told her about our idea, she was quite impressed because she had to face all these problems in her career also. She's really good in engineering, but bad at sensor testing. So when I told her that we want to help her, that we do the testing and just tell her what she has to do or which sensor she can choose, she was really impressed and wanted to help us. So we're working a lot with her. She's from OEM, and the only thing she's care about is a good cost ratio, a good cost-benefit ratio. She just wants to do her tasks. But we don't look only at the OEMs. Also, the Tier 1 suppliers are interesting for us. So they have to provide a good product because the OEMs put the cost quite down and they have to be quite pricey. So for them, it's also important to just deliver the best components with a low price. And with sensor testing done by us, it's possible.
So what are the ways for our two possible customers to get to the ideal sensor? Well, currently, one way is to build a test car on your own, but this is very expensive and it's time-consuming and actually blocks an engineer from working on the system architecture. The other way is to read different test results from already tested sensors, but that's a dull task, and if you're not really into sensors, well, you're not really interested. You just want to know, well, which sensor do I need to use for my project? And this is why we came up with our solution. We want to enable car manufacturers to build the best advanced driver assistance systems to make driving safer. We do this by using our expertise and our specially designed test cars. We test different sensors, we analyze the data, specifically for each use case our customers have. We can achieve that by our modularly built car, where we can easily swap in and swap out different sensors. It enables us to scale perfectly with different projects. So we deliver a cheaper and simpler way to find the ideal sensor for your project.
I want to ramp up our whole service which we provide. So together with the customer, we look at restrictions and exactly what they need. So we customize our project perfectly for them that they can benefit. After we defined the use case, specially for them designed, it's part for our work. We are testing different sensors, and with every sensor we're testing, we'll get quite faster choosing the right one for our customer. We have our specially designed race car and our race track, where we test different sensors and we evaluate the data. After we evaluated the data, we hand our customers a decision paper which is suitable for management and engineers. All the different complicated sensors are tested by us, perfectly provided to them. They can choose after criteria. We decided together that they can decide afterwards what sensor they need to buy.
Right. Oh, is it working yet? So our service comes at a price of 35,000 euros, but we think that's quite a reasonable price. Because what are our competitors doing? So, as already mentioned, you could easily compare different test results, and it's actually quite cheap. But it lacks the relevance for your implementation. You have to do it for each new project, and as I said, it's time-consuming. It takes up time that an engineer could use more profitable on another project. The other way that we mentioned is to build the test cars on your own, but that's expensive, that takes up a lot of time. Well, it suits your project, but as soon as you get to another project, you have to build a new car. Usually, car manufacturers also use different simulations. Simulations are good, they are cheap, but they also lack some kind of relevance for your implementation, because as soon as you try to test it with more and more components, well, it scales up. And it's getting harder to actually get good results. So we think that our service comes at a reasonable price of 35,000 euros, and it combines all the benefits that the others do and brings real-world data to the sensors for the testing. But let's take a look at the market. So currently, the sensor market is 25 billion euros. But it will grow up to 50 billion euros by the year 2030. Our first market, which we focus mainly, is Germany, with the possibility to expand to whole Europe, which holds around 40% of the whole sensor market. But let's talk about numbers. As you can see, we have relatively low costs for our tests, so they scale relatively low compared to our revenues, which leads us to our break-even point, which will be reached in our estimated case by around 2024. But as you have probably heard of, due to current events, energy prices are rising. So they will rise for about 35% over the next 14 years. This will also change our costs. And because the production gets more expensive, the testing and the sensors will get more expensive, and the office and our staff will get more expensive, especially with inflation involved as well. So this brings us to our break-even point, which will shift from 2024 up to 2026. We're here to ask for an investment of 400,000 euros in exchange for an equity stake of 20%. We offer a return on investment of 21% accumulated over the next 5 years. Let's take a quick look at possible scenarios. So even in our worst case, where prices will skyrocket and we won't sell as much as we hope to, we will be profitable by 2027. And with the new costs for our new estimated scenario, we will still provide a return on investment of 13.5%. To sum it up, we deliver use case specific testing on real-world conditions with the race car at its heart. So let's advance to the next level of sensor testing. Thank you for your time. Das nächste Mal müssen wir die Performance üben.
What shit I see? Just get
Ich fange an. Hallo, hallo, Test, Test? Ja, okay. Are you ready? Oh, deins ist noch nicht an.
Können wir meins auch noch anmachen? Perfekt, danke.
Okay, are you ready? Let's hit it. Of course. Well, I'm sure that some of us here have already heard this song before, or at least you recognize this unmistakable logo, the infamous N. Well, for some of us, this sound triggers relief and complete relaxation, and others have longed to indulge into the entertainment that is coming their way. We have all gathered here today because we all share the same passion, motorsport. However, the potential of the motorsport entertainment industry doesn't seem to be exploited, even though interest in it has increased significantly in the recent years. We are here today to ask you to become our investor and seize the opportunity to become one of the greatest and most watched series on the market. Our mission today is to introduce you to a product, show you on how we plan to reach our market, and of course, our financial plan. But before we do that, let us quickly introduce ourselves. My name is Sarah, and I'm CEO of the company. And with me today, I have Fotis, the CFO. Since 2022, we have been working on our idea together with our 6 other motivated colleagues in the south of Germany in Esslingen. And together, we strive to become the best series on the market.
We need your investment of 900,000 euros, and in return, you'll get trust, as in highly motivated and high-talented team players for your company. You will get the scale to the max as you gain an exclusive marketing and branding opportunity. On top of that, you'll get 10% return on investment and 30% shares in our company. 60% of your investment will go directly in our development and manufacturing for our cars. 25% will be on our annually over-the-air updates, also for our cars. And the remaining 15% will go to our venue and organizations. One fact about us is that we have a cooperation with Netflix. Well, how's that possible, you might ask? Netflix extended their DACH region with a brand new office in Berlin, Germany, just last year. That's how we were able to get in touch with Netflix. In addition to that, Netflix promotes and supports German language screenwriters.
And well, this opportunity just presented itself to guarantee us a first small success with our business, as we got the giant to broadcast our show Too Fast to Quit from 2023. A series that combines motorsport features and reality in order to make an ordinary person's dream come true and finally being part of the exciting and glorious world of motorsport. In the show, the world's best individuals will form brand new teams to compete in the Too Fast to Quit championship. The teams will consist of 5 female and 5 male contestants. But for a competition to start, we obviously need a race car, right? Well, that's when our beautiful Stallado enters the show. Our Stallado is a high-performance race car, which is powered by a 2-cylinder engine. The carbon fiber monocoque keeps our participants safe throughout the whole show. And on top of that, our aero package generates maximum downforce, so the driver and the car can become one with the track. With its outstanding technical features, we are able to provide an opportunity to gain more knowledge and seek more enthusiasm for race cars for not only the viewers of our show, but also the participants, of course. The teams will be able to change the setup of the car and customize the design to their liking. And then they will compete in 5 games, with each game highlighting a specific advantage that can be selected before each game. Depending on the team's performance, important points will be collected in terms to enter the final round. And then the team that crosses the finish line first wins the Too Fast to Quit championship. Now that we have introduced Too Fast to Quit, let us quickly take a look at our market. Well, a very important indicator of our business, of course, is the viewers of our show. That's why we have identified our main target group to be youngsters and young individuals, as their generations are often seen looking for entertainment on platforms such as Netflix. And then, of course, we also took a closer look at the market for motorsport entertainment on Netflix to outline any potential competition. And as you can see, the only competitor that possibly comes into question is the Formula One series Drive to Survive. However, we see our advantage in focusing on providing a unique experience for young individuals from ordinary backgrounds. Sorry. And then also, our series offers a great career jump for the contestants as they gain completely new experiences, as they face like real-life challenges, and they can, and then also, as we aim to we desire to appeal to a young audience, and we offer the first step into the world of racing with our series. And now, of course, a very important thing is our desired viewers. Having considered our record-breaking competitors' viewers, we have generated an expectation of approximately 400,000 viewers within the first year. But what does that mean for you? Well, you as our investor will gain the perfect opportunity to brand or market your own products on our Stalado. You will have the opportunity to place yourself all over our beautiful Stalado and gain a whole new set of customers just for you. But what happens after season 1? Well, we are planning on taking Too Fast to Quit further from Germany and offer our experience to participants all over Europe.
Thank you, Sarah. And now, let me guide you through our income sources. Our primary source of income will be the licenses and the sale of our idea to Netflix. Our secondary source of income will include our merchandise and also our social media platforms. Having mentioned our secondary source of income, our marketing campaign will be crucial to show our customers interaction and to be able to profit from it. Our goal is to generate and attract 70% of the generated viewers of Netflix, which will reach us through online advertising. Well, we decided to reach our customers through Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube. For this purpose, we developed a marketing strategy with our social media managers. And now let's talk figures. As you can see, our highest costs are in the area of development, manufacturing, and personnel. Due to the advanced technology of our race car, we are able to use them at least for 5 years. So, as you can see, the development and manufacturing costs will decrease after the first year significantly. But we have an extra car delivered every year to be able to repair or replace it during the shooting days. And let's have a look at our cash flow development. As you can see, we will reach our break-even point just before year 4. This means we can offer you a return on investment of 10% within the 5 years. And that leads me to your return. So you will get a fixed interest rate of 4% during the years and over the years, and a profit share of 10%. And now, due to the current situation, energy costs increased by 35%. Well, this will have an impact on our race car costs, track costs, and also on our office costs. Our solution is that we must take the risk and buy 5 instead of our planned 6 Stalados, our race cars. Well, that means for us, we will have no backup on site, but this brings more drama to the show. So, as you can see, we will earn around we will save around 14,000 euros. And this money we will use to cover our track costs and office costs, so the price increases is included. And in the sum, you see we have around 900 euros over, which can be used for an additional prize money for the winners.
So, to wrap it up, with your 900,000 euro investment, we look forward in developing and manufacturing our highly developed race cars and offer you a perfect and unique opportunity to brand yourself. And as mentioned, we will offer you 10% return on investment and 30% company share. And now, let's see who has what it takes to lift a trophy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dann stehe ich hier. Entschuldigung. Okay.
We are ready as you are ready. All right, thank you. Who doesn't love traveling and exploring new cities? But when it comes to cultural input, the misery begins. You end up in one of these red double-decker buses with an unmotivated tour guide, tangled headphones, and seriously, have you ever seen one of these buses with operating air condition? We can provide a solution for this frustrating problem: to combine culture and adventure in an exciting way. Follow new paths with high-speed tours. Welcome to our business plan presentation. My name is Yassin, and I'm the CEO of High Speed Tours. And by my side, let's welcome Annalena, our marketing manager.
For a first glimpse of our vision, let's get started with the business idea and potential market. We figured out that the interest in culture city tours is decreasing. They are boring, slow, and restricted. So, what should an attractive city tour look like? It should be an adventure of its own. It should be fast and unrestricted. We at High Speed Tours cover all these desires. But who has this desire? In our hometown, Karlsruhe is highly frequented by tourists, which make 44% of our overall potential market of 20,300 customers in the first year. Also, the Karlsruhe residents are interested to explore their city in a new way, which make 37% overall. And the catchment area are quite wide, which make 90%. Let me introduce you Mark. He's our average customer and fits perfect in our target group. He's between 20 and 30 years old, belongs to the middle class, and is an adventurous guy who likes to travel and explore. He loves to learn more about the place he's visiting. So let's have a look at his past experience. Yeah, you got that right. He did a bus sightseeing tour. Boring, usual, stressful. Look at him now. He's down in the dumps. Fortunately, Mark is smart and searching more adventure with race suits and tire spin. So let's get into the race suit, Mark. There we go. Mark is ready, but ready for what?
He's ready for us, High Speed Tours. We were founded in 2022, and our 15 highly motivated employees working on our main goal, to combine culture and adventure. Our main office and headquarters is located in the inner city of Karlsruhe, whilst our stock building is in the outskirts. We focus on keeping our core competences in-house, such as the knowledge about an ultralight carbon fiber monocoque. But on the other hand, of course, we focus on price reduction by buying easy-to-build CFRP and standard parts for our race car. But let's have a closer look into the next 5 years. Right now, we are in the middle of year 1, where we build up our company and get a solid base in Karlsruhe. After we establish on the market, we will extend our offers for more variety and, resulting from this, more fun. In the 3rd year, we'll expand to Koblenz. It is the perfect spot to do so, because we can create intercity tours and, moreover, reach out for a new catchment area. After that, we will roll out an electric vehicle. Why? It's more efficient, quiet, and eco-friendly. And in the 5th year, we'll expand even further to Konstanz. Once more, we can provide a wider tour range and open up new markets. Located at a beautiful Lake Konstanz, it has even more tourists than Karlsruhe, and is therefore perfectly suitable to make our business even bigger.
But now, let's go to the fun part of our presentation. Have a sneak peek at our different tours. In the first year, High Speed Tours will offer 4 different tours with a wide price range, which makes us affordable for almost everybody. Our variable time slots are makes our tours perfectly customizable. The shortest and cheapest one is the city tour. You can choose between 60 and 120 minutes to explore your city. Our scavenger hunt is the perfect short form of our team building tour and fits for leisure groups as well. You have to solve riddles and find the hidden spots. Our hot engine tour is the premium one-day trip through Karlsruhe and the beautiful surroundings. The catering is included. And for companies, we offer the team building tour, which is fully individual. It connects Karlsruhe and Constance through the cinematic Black Forest. But now, let me show you how easy it is to book us. Just scan the QR code and you are already halfway through. So, here you can see the different tours. Let's start with the city tour first. Just click on it, read the description, and fill in your data. Easy as that, let me show you the first impressions of Mark during his tour. Yeah, that's cool, right? As Mark is enjoying his view, here are some facts about our single-seated race car. First of all, driver safety always have priority. Our several crash structure is make sure to approve the impact, the energy of total impact. Besides that, we can offer you fun. The F116 will let you face higher G-forces than a DTM race car. And moreover, the aerodynamic package is theoretically capable of letting you drive upside down at 101 kilometers per hour. But please don't try this at home. We have a total power of 44 kilowatts, a ready-to-race weight of only 162 kilograms, a maximum speed of 120 kilometers per hour, and more than 6,000 hours of simulations in our race car. To sum it up, we offer the experience you've been waiting for. We provide the ultimate fusion out of adrenaline, speed, safety, culture, and racing.
But for now, let's talk about your role in our vision of high-speed tours. We are asking you to invest 800,000 euros to build up our company. And this investment splits up into 4 sections. 60% are put into production. 20% flow directly into development and research. 14% into marketing, and the remaining 6% into IT and infrastructure. And in return, you will get 25% equity shares. Now, this graph is used to visualize the financial key figure trends over the next 5 years. And as you can clearly see, our revenues will overshoot the expenses after only 14 months. And so, break-even point is reached. Moreover, if you look a little bit more closer, you can see our expansion plans to Koblenz and Constance in year 3 and 5. And you can see the return on investment of 29% in the second year. And what's in for you? Well, you will get an annual sharing of 5% of our revenues. Now, as the current situation shows, we need to be prepared for increasing energy costs. In our specific case, we used our recast numbers and adapted them to an increase of 35%. After that, we figured out what the biggest consumers within high-speed tours are. And by far, the fuel consumption is, of course, the biggest one. So you can see it would increase by 33,000 euros. Now, we developed fuel-saving engine maps and more efficient aerodynamic setup to limit it to only 13,000 euros. The next in line are the machine costs with 10,000 euros. Here, we feed them with solar power and we optimize the machine hours. Therefore, we can reduce them to only 3,800 euros. Another big point are the air condition and the heating. Intelligent concepts are the way to go here. And we can reduce it to only 2,900 euros. In total, you can see our initial increasement would have been 47,000 euros. But with these easy steps, we can reduce it to only 20,000 euros. Now, let me sum it up for you. Your investment of 800,000 euros will equal to 25% equity shares. And the return on investment in the second year will be at 29%. But that's not all. We are also providing a long-lasting and reliable partnership. Now, after presenting you our numbers, we hope you to become a part of our team and to welcome you aboard at High Speed Tours. Get into your seats and let's race together.
How about that? Give it up one more time for the combustion teams, guys. Okay. Are you ready for the electric part? We will now start with car number E22, Joanneum Racing Graz. Give it up for them. Followed by car number E26, Green Team Uni Stuttgart. And after following with E31, Too Fast Racing Team E-Technology, we will close out the finals with E99, Écurie X Formula Student Team. Let's go, guys!
Okay. Wir haben da eh noch eine Testfolie.
Ja.
The multi-stage fitness test.
Good evening, everybody. Racing, discovering, technical understanding. What if I tell you there's a way to combine all of these things into one big adventure? You want to know how? To answer that, let me take you on a little journey, the journey of E-Square Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jessica, and I'm the CEO of E-Square Racing. And together with my fellow colleague and COO Petra, it is our pleasure to present to you, our future investors, our business concept today. But first, let's have a look at our agenda. For a start, let us introduce you to our company and our thrilling business idea. Up next, our marketing strategy, as well as our state-of-the-art race car, the JR22, will be presented to you. And lastly, we will talk about our financials and have a look into the bright future of E-Square Racing. Are you ready? Then let the show begin.
We at E-Square Racing are a young and dynamic startup, and we have made Austin, Texas, to our headquarters location. The reason for this decision is simple, as we have identified a lack of exciting, innovative, and affordable racing experiences in the US, a country with high demand and great opportunities. That is why we have come up with our unprecedented concept of E-Square Racing, a once-in-a-lifetime, two-in-one experience consisting of a fun scavenger hunt and a thrilling endurance race. How that works? Well, have a look yourself.
Electrifying, exhilarating, extraordinary. This is E-Square Racing. E-Square Racing offers the ultimate one-day adventure, combining an exciting scavenger hunt with a thrilling endurance race, all driven in our one-of-a-kind electric cars, the JR22s. Located on America's best-known karting tracks, teams have the opportunity to improve the team spirit, reduce the ecological footprint, and expand the technical knowledge. Are you ready to unleash your inner racing driver? E-Square Racing, your electrical experience.
Now that we had a brief glimpse at our adventure, let us take a closer look at the whole concept together. Our participating teams are on the challenging hunt for 5 miniature car parts, which are hidden around the whole area of the racetrack. Once all the missing pieces are gathered, the teams exchange them for the actual real life-size car parts and build them into the car, supervised by one of our mechanics. As soon as they're done, they get the get-go of our engineers and are ready to race. To ensure safety for all our drivers, we will implement the blue flag system during the no-touch endurance race. Each person of a team gets a chance to drive 7 laps, and the team with the overall fastest time is the proud winner. By combining all of these aspects into one adventure, we can not only improve our participants' engineering skills, but also foster the team spirit. This adds to the educational value of E-Square Racing. And furthermore, we promote the up-and-coming and sustainable way of racing and close the gap of eco-friendly recreational activities in the US market.
But who do we take along on our journey? Well, besides Coda, who is our most important partner and holds 14% of our company shares, we also address the racetracks where we will host our future events at. While we benefit from using their tracks, they benefit from the customers and attention we bring to them. Last but definitely not least, our potential participants. For a better understanding of who wants to take part in our offer, we have created 4 different customer personas. First, the motorsport enthusiast. This person makes up 40% of our target market. Next up, the technophilic, who has a 25% share in our target group. Our third kind of customer is the thrill seeker, with a 20% share in our target group. And lastly, the hobby driver. They make up 50% of our customers. All in all, we expect around 770 participants in our first year of operations. This number will steadily grow and leave us with up to 7,000 participants in the year 2026, including our driving experience on wheels. How we want to market that? Let me tell you. We will use extensive marketing methods based on our 5-pillared marketing strategy. We will use experiential marketing to collaborate with different racing series. As we want to establish a strong online presence as well as target a younger audience, we will utilize influencer and social media marketing. Of course, we will also use classic advertising measures, which are primarily aimed at locals. In addition, we will post high quality and relevant content on our website. And lastly, we will employ direct marketing to build an even more personal relationship with all our customers.
And now, let's talk competition. Especially in the US, we don't face extensive competition. When having a look at the current situation on the market, we mostly see high-end experiences, such as dream car racing in Las Vegas, where people get to drive in exotic and luxury cars, or others, such as the GT experience in Canada, where one gets to drive a real race car and work on their driving skills. Compared to those, we at E-Square Racing offer both a unique and affordable experience that does not only provide the thrill of racing, but also lets participants level up their soft and technical skills.
But enough from that. Let's now come to the centerpiece of our racing experience, which is our all-electric JR22. The JR22 features a lightweight monocoque with an integrated rear structure that weighs only 21 kilograms. With its peak power of 80 kilowatts and a total weight of 185 kilograms, our drivers will be able to reach a top speed of 120 kilometers per hour. Well, isn't that the perfect way to unleash your inner racing driver? Now that we covered the car, let's talk about some financials. Because what is a great concept without the necessary financial means, right, Petra?
Exactly. For this, let us take a closer look at our partnership. We ask you, dear investors, for an investment of $450,000, making up 32% of our capital. This investment is needed in full by the end of 2022. But now, let's talk about some facts and figures. When it comes to our revenue streams, the two most important ones are ticket sales and sponsorships. All streams considered, we reach a total revenue of about $860,000 within the first year, and by 2026, we achieve a total revenue of almost $5.5 million, with both eSquare Racing and our driving experience on wheels. When having a look at our costs and expenses breakdown, you can see that the rental costs for the racetracks make up the biggest part throughout the years. Further costs are our personnel, marketing and other costs, as well as our emergency fund and, of course, our profit distribution. Due to recent unfortunate circumstances, however, we have been facing an increase in our electricity costs. Taking our operational cycle for the next 14 months into consideration, we see different levels of impact this growth in costs has, depending on the phase we're in, as you can see in this graph. In our first phase, which is the manufacturing of our race cars, we will experience a peak in our cost and then another steep increase as soon as our events will start to take place regularly. Overall, we will face a total rise in costs of about $480,000 in various areas of our business. Next to the heightened manufacturing costs and the increased costs for the rentals of the racetracks, other areas that are affected are marketing and sponsoring, as well as our emergency fund and other costs. As a general result, we will hit our break-even point later than in our anticipated most likely case, which would have been in the fourth quarter of 2023. Now, instead, we will reach it at the beginning of 2024. And the main reason that there is only a slight change in our break-even analysis, despite this current situation, is the following. As sustainability is one of our core aspects in our company, we have been using solar energy to produce renewable energy since day one. And this has also helped us to keep the damage this crisis has caused close to a minimum. Still, like all other businesses affected by this challenging situation, we hope that after this time span of 14 months, the costs will be relativized again, and we can expect our cash inflows and outflows to continue as already calculated. But now, let's come back to your investment and what we will use it for specifically. Well, 75% of your investment will go into the manufacturing of our race cars, and the remaining 25% will be split up equally between our emergency fund for unplanned expenses, as well as our event costs, personnel, and administrative expenses.
At this point, you're probably wondering, what's in it for you? Well, dear investors, for your expertise and investment of $450,000, we offer you a staggering multi-year return on investment of 270% after just 5 years. Overall, you will have gained a total return of about $1.2 million after 2026. Now, imagine we would be able to offer this experience not only on one, not on two, but on 6 different tracks across the US. How that works? Let me explain. We will implement a driving experience on wheels concept starting in 2025. While we will continue to offer eSquare Racing in Austin, we will also be on 6 additional tracks for 6 months in total, switching from track to track each month. In 2026, we will expand even more and bring our driving experience on wheels to 9 different tracks for 9 months altogether. By doing this, we can offer eSquare Racing to a broader audience and create even more awareness for our brand. Before we come to an end, let me sum up what you heard from us today. We started our presentation with who we are, what we do, what our marketing strategy looks like, as well as some astonishing technical data about our JR22. Lastly, we talked about our financials and had a look into the bright future of eSquare Racing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are eSquare Racing, and we ask you, are you ready for your electrical experience?
Thank you.
So, hello everyone.
Test, test.
So everyone is ready?
Test, okay.
With the shortage of qualified engineers and an industry going through its biggest transformation of all time, learning and recruiting has become increasingly important.
We are missing a center of competence where you can find all the information you need to start your project, transform your company, or find the right job, and make you and your colleague ready for the future. My name is Max Sönig, and together with my partner, Matthias Poser, I would like to show you what our company is all about and how you can help us get to the next level.
Aragona is the online learning center for the future of the automotive industry. Based on a real-world engineering challenge, building an electrified and autonomous race car. Based on that experience, we've collected all our knowledge in an extensive engineering wiki containing information like dimensioning nuts and bolts, but also developing artificial neural networks.
But with all that knowledge and information, we don't want our customers to get overwhelmed. That's why we specifically designed a courses guide which leads the user through the experience. It consists of service stages, each containing a correlated challenge, in which you can also compete against other users of our community. Every time a challenge gets completed, you unlock the next stage and thereby expand your personal skill tree, the fingerprint of your capabilities. That's how we create an exciting but well-organized user experience.
Our business is based on a freemium subscription model, offering multiple packages for your needs. With our basic package, we offer our users a free look into the engineering world, providing them with a limited version of our wiki. Next up, our advanced package is for people who want to deepen their understanding. Therefore, they get access to the unlimited wiki and can participate in one course per month. Users who want to get their knowledge certified should choose our premium package, providing them with an unlimited number of courses and certificates.
But today, we want to talk about how our special learning platform is not only valuable for private customers. We believe that Aragona is even more useful for enterprises. That's what we need your investment for.
So within this new enterprise package, companies get access to the same knowledge database as our private customers and can additionally create their own individual courses to train their employees. On top of that, we all know learning by doing is more effective, which is why we exclusively offer an hands-on experience with our fully electric and autonomous E12. During that hands-on experience, one of our engineers shares every aspect of car making and designing under real-world conditions to the participants.
But leaving enterprises and private customers by themselves would be missing out on a huge opportunity. So we are connecting both worlds. Remember that skill tree we showed you before? An anonymous version of that skill tree can be made visible to our enterprise customers for recruiting purposes. And we have decided to put job seekers first, which means enterprises make the first move by reaching out to them. So as a private customer, you get judged purely on the skills you acquired without having to submit a job application yourself.
And as an enterprise customer, you hire talent with proven skills, which reduces cost per hire, opportunity cost, and also onboarding time. So all in all, this is a true win-win situation for both sides. Looking at the market for learning and training today, we identify three competing concepts, namely workshops, mentoring, and e-learning platforms. While workshops and mentoring provide a decent level of detail and hands-on, they are hard to scale and don't create a sense of community. On the other hand, e-learning platforms are scalable, but do not have any kind of recruiting or hands-on components. What makes us stand out to our clients is our unique combination of learning, recruiting, and hands-on. So as you can see, we are filling a gap in the market, especially with our focus on the engineering space. And all of that at a highly attractive price point.
Next, discuss how we're going to reach our clients. Since engineers are spread all over the world and people nowadays basically live through their devices, we want to extend our social media presence on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Additionally, we focus on intelligent search engine optimization so that Aragona's the first result when you research an engineering-related topic. For our enterprise customers, we want to come in contact with industry partners in person, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, we focus on direct marketing measures, but also information events like business fairs.
But now you might ask yourself, who will buy this product?
So let's break down our market. The global e-learning market is a $300 billion industry, which will see tremendous growth in the coming years. Our target market are the 2.6 million people working in the automotive industry in Europe. Their companies spend about 900 euros on training per employee, which leads us to a serviceable, accessible market of over 2 billion euros. In Germany alone, there are more than 900 companies and 800,000 employees in the automotive sector. Our target market there is focused on students, young professionals, and job seekers who want to shift and accelerate their careers. This still leaves us with a market size of 172 million euros in the short term. Now, looking back at our foundation in 2020, we are already a company with a proven track record. Currently, we have 85,000 customers using the basic free package, and additionally 5,600 paying users. But what's even more important is that those users stay with us. A user spends on average 30 hours on our platform, and 4 out of 5 users who join Aragona are still using it after 30 days. On top of that, they report it helps them to perform better on their job. This actively demonstrates that our user base not only grows, but grows sustainably. And to continue that growth, we need you. For an investment of 1.2 million euros for developing and launching the enterprise side of our business.
In return, you will receive a 10% equity share in our growing company.
With the introduction of the enterprise package, we're adding 2 more revenue streams. After year 1, enterprise accounts and the renting of our car already make up more than 20%, which leads to a revenue increase of 35%. Looking 4 years ahead, enterprise accounts alone make up a third of our revenue, which will catapult us over the 13 million euro mark. This all sounds great, but businesses across Europe are facing a major problem: growing energy prices. As we offer our service online, it may seem like this does not affect us directly. However, our analysis shows that for us, there are 3 aspects: server costs, running our office, and manufacturing our car. First of all, the server costs will increase from 69 to 93 cents per user, which leads to an additional cost of 135,000 euros. Secondly, running our office will cost an additional 9,000 euros. Thirdly, the manufacturing of our car will be most impacted. There are 2 aspects to this. 1 is running our personal machine park, and 2 are the secondary effects on purchase parts and raw materials, as this crisis also affects our suppliers. Purchase costs will increase on average by 24%, with the major driving force being electric parts. Our workshop, which includes CNC milling machines, as well as an autoclave for carbon manufacturing, will be another significant cost factor. Considering all the factors, our costs will grow by 174,000 euros after a 14-month period. This overall represents only an 8% increase. Assuming that this crisis also affects our suppliers, let's look at the conservative cost-revenue scenario. In that case, we will reach break-even in Q4 2023, as we can scale down our costs by manufacturing less cars and therefore hiring less engineers and mechanics. This still yields a return of investment of 12%. As you can see, we are a partner that you can trust, even in the face of adversity. And in return, we are looking for a partner who not only can provide us with capital, but also industry knowledge. So, right here, right now, this is your chance to invest in a promising business. So join us on our journey as we are ready for expansion. Ja, ich habe auch einen Fehler gemacht.
Passt, oder? Dann teste ich noch kurz den Ding. Passt.
What if? How often do you ask yourself that question? What if I had the courage to ask out that girl I liked since 4th grade? What if I had the money to do the semester abroad? Or what if I had the skills to try my best becoming a professional driver? Well, about that girl and the semester abroad, I'll never know. But about diving into a world of a professional driver, I do. Thanks to MetaRace, the ultimate VR experience. MetaRace was founded by Tamara and myself, Max, in January 22 in Leipzig, Germany. We already bring in funding of 400,000 euros, and today we want to ask you for another investment of 335,000 euros in exchange of 30% equity share. We expect an ROI of 108% in the next 5 years. Well, how do we vision MetaRace? We have 3 main goals we want to achieve. First, we want to combine the innovative spirit of metaverse with the thrilling of racing. Second, we want to build and grow a community of car lovers. And last, all of this should happen in an environment where there is no limitation to customization. Therefore, we have 2 access points. One is the studio version, in which you can sit in the XB22 using a unique VR helmet for the ultimate racing experience. Second is the home version, of which you can access for everywhere. There's just a VR gaming headset required. Either way, you're logged on to our platform, on which you can meet your friends and also like-minded people. You can attend exclusive events and grow into this racing community. While you also can do racing, may it be in a competitive tournament or just on a fun event. But what MetaRace makes really great is the level of customization. It starts simply with creating your own avatar and goes as far as creating your own racetracks for more experienced drivers. All of this is rounded up by our flexible packages, which is attractive for everyone. But let me introduce you to the star of MetaRace, the XB22, a striking design combined with cutting-edge electrical technology, which makes us absorb what we love all about racing. It is the central figure in MetaRace and makes it and represents how the product experience will feel like.
Thank you, Max. You may wonder if there is a market for our idea. We can assure you there is one, and even better, it is a growing one, on average by 40% per year. And as we offer 2 different accesses to MetaRace, we even achieve a doubled market penetration. Also, we want to point out that we are only at the start of technological feasibility. How big is our market in numbers? The number of gamers worldwide is about 3.2 billion people. If we additionally add 600 million of racing enthusiasts and deduct 300 million intersection, we have a gigantic total market of 3.5 billion people. About 5% of all are interested in VR gaming related to racing. This is our available market of approximately 175 million people. As we conservatively calculate, we try to reach 10% of these people, which would be 17.5 million. As Max has mentioned, we will have 2 ways of entering MetaRace, from our studios and from home. As the Metaverse does, we include customization in our business model. Our users will be able to customize their cars as well as their personal MetaRace gear based on our presets. And while the studios will be open in Germany from year 1 and in the US from year 4, with MetaRace Home, you can access our MetaRace studio in the Metaverse literally from anywhere in the world. Our customers will have a variety of different packages. For MetaRace Studio, we offer 2 different options. You can either race for 15 minutes for 30 euros, or you can race for 30 minutes for 50 euros. Or you can also opt for a monthly subscription for 1,100 euros, and then you can race as often as you'd like to. For MetaRace Home, we have 2 different packages, the standard and premium ones. The difference between the 2 is the possibility of customization within our premium package.
As we have 2 different access points, we also have to distinguish our competition base into 2. Let's start with the studio version. So, well, the closest thing is on-site sim racing, VR, or meta experience. At the moment, there is no business that can summarize all of them. Also, right now, 90% of our competitors deliver a really good racing experience. But there is no such thing in further development in terms of VR and meta. Let's jump to the subscription model, which we have also F1 as a potential competitor. There, our main advantage is on the customization. F1 is very restrictive, except of some minor points. When we compare us to the big players like Fortnite or Adidas, they target completely different audiences. Fortnite target younger kids, while Adidas targets non-gamers that are interested in virtual museums. But what does this mean in numbers? When we add up our packages of the revenues for the next 5 years, we can see a steady increase, of which the home version will have the biggest percentage due to its high flexibility and scalability. We plan to pass the 4 million euro revenue break in end of 2027. When it comes to costs, we mainly have operational costs, and we do not have that much of infrastructure. Our costs will increase over 1 million per year over the next 5 years, and the main reason for this is our expansion to the US. Our main cost drivers are labor and licensing costs. Well, as we plan to grow our business, we want to expand to the US, or more precise, to LA. Factors we analyzed were the numbers of residents, racetracks, and tourists, but we also took the rent into account. LA was favorable in every point compared to other cities.
One thing that may cause us trouble is the upcoming energy crisis. Energy costs are expected to increase by 35% within 14 months. The most direct price increase will affect our energy costs, for example, for our servers and electricity usage. This will lead to cost increases all over our business, let it be studio rents or license fees. We also expect a decrease in our customer base due to inflation, and that's why we will increase our marketing budget to limit customer loss to the minimum. Finally, we also expect rising salaries within 12 months from now. Following our rising costs, we will increase the prices of meta rays by 10%. And we will postpone our expansion to the US to year 5. We will also buy less spare things for our US studio. This and all the other countermeasures will provide us to stabilize our cash flow and reach a steady growth rate. The resulting strategy will affect our revenues and the break-even point. However, if you look at our revenue situation, it won't be critical. As you can see here, we still forecast to reach the break-even point in year 3, only a few months later than in the scenario before the crisis. Taking the impact of the energy crisis into consideration, we expect your return on investment to decrease. For the same investment of 335,000 euros for a 30% stake in our company MetaRace, we expect a return on investment of 87% after the crisis compared to 108% before. After 5 years of your partnership with us, MetaRace, you have 2 different options. Option 1, you can keep hold of your 30% stake in our company if we reach, hopefully, what we are sure, the return on investment. And you can keep hold of it even if we don't reach it. The second option, if we don't reach the promised return on investment, we are happy to buy back your shares for 550,000 euros. Thank you very much for your attention, and we are looking forward to working with you.
You said you felt so happy you could die. I told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love and it's innate, I still remember. was a mission to the end, always the end. So when we found that we could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends. But I looked and I was glad it was over.
Don't they say the best businesses were born in garages? Look at Apple, Amazon, Google. All these poor guys were sitting with big dreams in a small and dark garage. Now, why do I say poor guys? Well, because our business too started in a garage, but it was infinitely big, and if we wanted to, it could have had as many lights as we wished for. My name is Maybrit Schanze, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Grid Games.
And my name is Antoine Cloubert. I'm the CFO and co-founder of Grid Games. Now, before you all want to come and visit our magic garage, I must confess that while it's truly amazing, it's purely digital. So if you want to come and visit us, don't forget your VR headset. Now let us explain to you how we became the proud owners of this garage.
In 2016, Antoine and I started our bachelor degree in computer engineering, and we're working incredibly hard. Over the next 3 years, we are building our first ever computer game.
So in 2019, we were able to publish our first game. Due to the pandemic and skyrocketing game sales, it was a huge success and gave us a secure starting point for the project that you can invest in today. As a result, we founded our own game development company, Grid Games, and since then we've been working on a huge new project. All over the racing game scene, players have been shouting for this new genre of building and racing. We implemented players' feedback and built a revolutionary game. It was originally supposed to be an expansion of our first game, but quickly turned to something much bigger. We have been working on RaceMax, Make the Pace. We are here today to give you the opportunity to invest 1.2 million euros for an equity share of 25% into RaceMax, because we are confident that it will change the world. Maybe not your world, but most definitely that one of the gamers and race enthusiasts. Now let us explain to you what our great game has to offer.
To start, the game gives the players the opportunity to build their own realistic, Formula Student-style race car. Yes, the car might be smaller, but the ability to use every little constructional and performance data, the game's building and driving experience is by far the most accurate on the market. Every little part in the game is a real-life part that has been used on a Formula Student car. And to take customization to another level, or should I say, another atmosphere, you can change the position and angle of over 150 parts. Also lets you analyze aerodynamic forces with our amazing aero simulator. You will be able to improve even the smallest millinewton of downforce that's keeping you from catching up with your opponents. Now that all sounds pretty awesome, but also quite challenging, right? No problem. We were able to perfect the user experience for every player, from brutal beginner to mechanic enthusiast to gaming experts. The game's user aid and accuracy of customization are adapted to a level of experience. But we didn't stop here. I'm very excited to announce that next to the incredible development inside of their garages, players will be able to take their cars onto our amazingly accurate racetracks. RaceMax is a giant open world in which you can meet up in real time with your friends or other talented racers, everyone driving their unique version of the race cars, and no two cars ever being the same.
So let's take a look at our target group. There are over 2.4 billion PC and console gamers worldwide. About 223 million of them love playing race games. From our upcoming launch in 2023 until 2029, we have estimated that around 2.6 million of them will also be loving our game RaceMax. We know that our game is awesome, but how will these 223 million race gamers know? There's only one right answer to that question: great marketing. We will target our players by Google Ads, social media, gaming conventions, and most importantly, gaming streamers who will review and promote our game in front of a live audience.
The game will be published both on Steam for our PC gamers and on Xbox for our console gamers. Now, the gaming market is a very competitive one, and I won't lie and tell you that we're the one and only racing game out there. Our biggest competitors are games like F1, Mechanic Simulator 2021, Gran Turismo, and Assetto Corsa. Yes, these games are very established in the racing game scene, but RaceMax will offer players something that none of these games have just by themselves. Let's take a look. The racing games, they're all very similar, uncustomizable, and also expensive. The Mechanic Simulator game, on the other hand, has a nice building experience, but you don't really get the racing, and it also costs you money to start playing. RaceMax offers the players a truly customizable and realistic building and competitive racing experience in an open world setting. And on top of that, in contrary to any of our direct competitors, the game is completely free to play. Don't be alarmed, as you can see from the success of other free-to-play games like Fortnite or League of Legends, this new way of offering our game is the best way to go. Our goal is to become the Fortnite of racing games, and here's how we're going to do it. We have our own currency called Mopesos that can be bought voluntarily in the game. With Mopesos, you can choose to buy one of over 1,300 skins, maybe a nice accessory for your driver, or some brand equipment to speed up your building process from companies like HeyZ, Makita, or Bosch. All of your amazing items can be shown in your personal showrooms, giving you the opportunity to present all the unique customizations that you have made. Now, what I personally recommend you to save up most of your Mopesos for are the RaceMax racing events. It is a great opportunity to test a unique version of the race car against other talented racers, either at a weekend competition like the ADSC Cup or at one of our big World Cups once a quarter, like the Red Bull race. To sum up all the great aspects that make our game RaceMax so special and different to any other racing game out there, well, RaceMax has an incomparable high degree in customization and realism in building, testing, and driving, has a multiplayer mode for every level of experience, and is built in an open world setting. And of course, RaceMax is free to play. Now that gameplay sounds pretty good to you? Well, now you can look forward to our very promising finances.
Yes, thank you, Maibert. The game currency and advertisement are the main revenue streams of RaceMax. As you can see here, starting from our launch in 2023, we are planning on releasing a new expansion every second year and thus keeping our players engaged in the game. Our revenue per year will reach the 13 million mark, presumably by 2027. When we have a look at our profits, you can see that we do have some expenses that stop us from keeping all of these millions in revenue each year. Due to the current situation, our financial department has analyzed that we can expect an energy price increase of up to 35% over the next 14 months. So let's take a look and see how this will influence our business. Our main energy expenses are our facilities and dedicated servers. There will be an additional cost of 21,000 euros for our office and 57,000 euros for our servers over the next 7 years. But just like with other challenges that may face us in the future, we have quickly come to find a solution to solve this problem. Our facility costs will be lowered through moving to a new energy-saving office and training our employees in low-energy working behavior. Though there will be a one-time fee of 16,000 euros facing us for the moving, in the long run we will benefit a lot from this action. Now looking at our servers, we are renting server space from Amazon Web Services all over the world for minimum game latency. To adapt to rising energy costs, we will move our server location Frankfurt to Oslo, resulting in 22% less energy cost in total. Though this switch wouldn't have been beneficial in the past, due to our needed focus on energy prices, there's now a huge benefit to this new location. Through our actions, we have achieved to lower the cumulated price increase over the next 7 years to 45,000 euros, lowering the return on investment by 1%. To now take a step back and look at the full picture. According to our calculations, we are going to be able to reach our break-even point by late 2023, an accumulated profit of 7 million euros in early 2026. We give you the opportunity today to be part of our success story and help us reach our goal of giving this game to as many people as possible. In order to do that, we ask for an investment of 1.2 million euros with an equity share of 25%. Since our developing has been going very well and we are confident that our game will be loved by a huge audience, we want to use your investment to actually reach this audience and let them know of our amazing game. The rest of the investment will be put into our team, especially the customer service department, and in providing our team with more equipment for the future testing and developing process. If you invest in RaceMax today, you can expect to reach break-even in early 2025 and a return on investment of over 70% just after 3 years.
We at Good Games have the mission of building an amazing game that will change the racing game's realism and customization forever. We're here today to give you the opportunity to join us on this exciting journey, and together we will experience a great and successful future together. Join RaceMax, make the pace.
Thank you.
It starts with one
thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I've put my trust in you. Your stairs
understand. 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 Can't you see I'm sick of fighting? Understand. Can't you tell I've lost my way? Understand. Look at me, there's no denying. Understand. I won't last another day.
zu leben, jeden Tag zu jeder Zeit einfach alles zu geben. Ich denk so oft zurück an das, was war, an jedem so geliebten, vergangenen Tag. Ich stell mir vor, dass du zu mir stehst und jeden meiner Wege an meine Seite gehst. Ich denke an so vieles, seitdem du nicht mehr bist, denn du hast mir gezeigt, wie wertvoll das Leben ist. Wir waren geboren, um zu leben, mit den Wundern jener Zeit, sich niemals zu vergessen, bis in alle Ewigkeit. Wir waren geboren, um zu leben, für den einen Augenblick, bei dem jeder von uns spürte, wie wertvoll Leben ist. Es tut noch weh, wieder neuem Platz zu schaffen, mit gutem Gefühl etwas Neues zuzulassen. In diesem Augenblick bist du mir wieder nah, wie an jedem so geliebten, vergangenen Tag. Es ist mein Wunsch, wieder Träume zu erlauben, ohne Reue nach vorn, in eine Zukunft zu schauen. Ich sehe einen Sinn, seitdem du nicht mehr bist, denn du hast mir gezeigt, wie wertvoll mein Leben ist. Wir waren geboren, um zu leben, mit den Wundern jener Zeit, sich niemals zu vergessen, bis in alle Ewigkeit. Wir waren geboren, um zu leben, für den einen Augenblick, bei dem jeder von uns spürte, wie wertvoll Leben ist. Wie wertvoll Leben ist. Wir waren geboren, um zu leben, mit den Wundern jener Zeit, geboren, um zu leben. Wir waren geboren, um zu leben.
Yes, me lion. Yeah, me Rasta. And I just come to check out the club, you know. Yeah, man. So what? You know, come. How who play there? The name of the band. Them name of Carter, man. Never heard. Just come in with them and go check them out. Yeah, man. Walking upon the moon or something like that.
es fühlt sich an, als ob mein Kopf explodiert. Meine Kumpels hatten Spaß, ich bin komplett dekoriert. Und ich schaue in den Spiegel, was ist eigentlich passiert? Denn überm Arsch hab ich ein Arschgeweih.